Let's start a podcast about our mental health. For no good reason why, let's call it Mind Cake.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a bonus slice of Mind Cake.
Bonus slice of Mind Cake.
With him,
Lee Crompton. And him,
Paul Beeson, and her,
Cousin Carrie.
yes,
She's back.
Cousin Carrie's in the house.
I can't stay away.
She loves cake.
I really do.
Yeah. How are you, Cousin Carrie?
I'm very well, thank you, Paul. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing away, thank you. And Mr. Crompton, how are you, sir?
I'm fine, and I was just going to say that as much as Carrie likes cake, I would say that 90% of the people at the Birmingham NEC also liked cake, because we were wandering around, me and Carrie and Hannah and Swales, the Green Witch,
Yes.
albeit she didn't have a Mind Cake t-shirt on. The amount of people that came up to us and went, "Oh, cake," because they didn't focus on the mind bit. They just focused on a picture of a cake.
They just wanted cake.
And the word cake.
Yeah.
And then
I think they thought we was just giving out cake.
I think, yeah.
That's how you reel them in, though, right? You
Yeah,
sort
yeah.
of dangle the cake carrot,
Right.
and then
Yeah. Or
And then
the
when they're
carrot
there-
cake.
you know, oh, why didn't I think of that? It's so fucking obvious, right? No.
So easy.
Right, okay, well, since we're talking about the NEC, why don't you tell us all about your wonderful experience? Because I couldn't go.
It's my ADHD brain, we'll come on to that, has gone back a step. That
Oh, jeez.
yesterday I was watching, we went to the cinema to see the Wicked film.
Oh, yes, Wicked Part 2.
Yeah. And there was a
Wicked.
man in it with a funnel on his head, and it made me think of you, Paul.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it?
I mean, it made me think of you in a way that, how on earth did you get that gig? Because if you're going to pick an actor, right, that's got to fit all his hair in a funnel, I'd be like, no, you turn up before you open your mouth next. Because
Yeah.
Does it go in a funnel shape, Paul, when you finish it?
Yeah, I'm just going to mousse it up into like a little peak. Yeah.
Mm.
And it will just fit the funnel exactly.
I mean, I know I
Like
say
this.
this every week, but every week I can't imagine it's going to look any more Eraserhead. And then he comes back and it looks even more Eraserhead.
But every week my hair has a week of extra growth in it. I'm
Yeah.
actually going to try and get it cut before the panto starts, so it'll be much shorter.
Your funnel won't fit then.
You don't want a faulty funnel.
Don't have my
No.
funnel falling off my head.
Anyway, so back to the NEC.
Oh yes, right. We're going back there, are we?
How
Back to
how
Birmingham.
was it, Carrie? How did you find it?
Well, I think me and you went to totally different places, didn't we, really? I was in the, oh my God, isn't this amazing? Look at all the cool stuff and cool things and weird, amazing people. And then I think you were like in a different place, like, what the actual hell? I think you were, well, you can tell everyone what place you thought you were at, but I had a great time.
Don't get me wrong. I had a great time, right? I do not want to diss the Mind, Body and Spirit Festival. It was very good. Was it what I expected? No. I don't know what I expected, but that wasn't it. And was there a lot of did I meet a lot of nice people, including Nadine? Yes, I did. Did I have a ball meeting up with you and Hannah and Swales? Yes, I did. Was there also a lot of woo-woo going on? Yes, there was. And
I'm here for the woo woo.
well, you should have been there for the woo-woo, Paul, because there was a lot of woo-woo.
So much woo-woo.
I'm gutted to have missed it.
Yeah, I think I'd like to write a script about it.
Well, there's plenty of material there.
Oh, yes.
Can you give our wonderful listeners a little? Can you dip your toe into the woo woo? Let us know what kind of woo woo stuff was there, for my benefit as well.
What piqued your interest, Carrie? Because you were chanting. You were chanting in a yurt.
Yes, I did some chanting in a yurt. That was great. That was. We had like a hymn sheet. We did lots of. I should really remember who actually was running the chanting tent, but I can't. I was just so excited about being there. And yeah, me and Hannah did some amazing chanting all together. They played some bongos, and
Ooh.
it was so much fun. I really wanted to get a singing bowl. There was lots of crystals. There was lots of people doing energy healing, which we never did we? We didn't do any of those.
No, I didn't do
Sort
any
of,
of that, funnily enough, no.
you could get your aura read. You could
Yeah,
go
auras,
there's
a lot of
tarot
auras
card
reading, yeah.
readers.
Mm.
What else was there? Oh my gosh, there was just so much.
Did
There
you
was a
have
lot
your
of
auras read while you were there? Did you have an aura reading?
Do you think I had my aura read, Paul?
Well, no, I don't. I don't. But I just wondered if, because you are sometimes, convinced by a little flight of fancy to do
Yeah,
something a little bit like
curiosity
this.
does sometimes get the better of me.
You've had Reiki and stuff in the past, so
I
I
have,
thought
yeah.
when
One
in
thing I
when in
did,
Rome.
yeah, when one thing I did like, which did look very woo woo, but I could
Mm.
see it kind of did pique my interest, but I didn't do it, was there was a person, so you could stand in
oh
like a
yeah,
big singing bowl, and then they like, I think I said at the time, bonged your rim.
yeah. I think that was your wording.
Yeah, you could get your rim bonged,
Ooh.
and then the vibration, you were stood in this big bowl in your stocking feet
Mm.
and rim bonged, and then all the vibrations presumably went up through your body, and then but at the same time they were like playing like, well, I don't know what they shanty sticks or whatever they're called, with the,
Had all sorts of stuff, didn't
yeah,
they? Like
like
little
up over your
bells,
head
and
as you're stood in this vibrating bowl.
it was like an intense sound bath just for
Mm.
one person.
However, I would say, so I'm desperately looking through my phone to find the voice messages that I played, which will give you just a very short snippet of what I took away from the festival. There was the whole thing was a cacophony of noise, I think, and I think
Mm.
that's where I struggled.
Well, just because it was mental.
It was
Yeah,
so loud, yeah. There was
Mm.
lots of stuff going on all at the same time.
It's a big old space, though, isn't it? So if it's filled up with lots of shit happening, then yeah, it's going to be a bit overwhelming.
We were trying to do
Maybe.
a meditation at one point. Is it now? My memory's so bad. Was it like a rebirthing meditation we were doing?
Mm.
And then it must be just someone across the road were doing yoga, but with some sort. It sounded like they were being sick at the same time, and it sounded like my dog was being sick. So then I was getting
Mm.
like PTSD, like let the dog out, let the dog out. Through this meditation, yeah, it was quite erratic. That was
yeah, it
Not
did.
erotic,
no,
erratic. Just to
It was not
clarify.
in any way erotic. No, no, it
not
was
one bit.
sounding like a dog was barfing
Yeah.
whilst we were doing this rebirthing. It was quite the experience, Paul.
Is it? Would you go back to the NEC for the next one, Carrie? Were you sold on the whole concept of this wellness festival?
Well, when I first got in there, I was like a bit overwhelmed. I do get overwhelmed very easily by stuff, but there was a lot going on and everything was very, very expensive. There was only one stand that we called him the cheap man, didn't we? Go to the cheap man. But
He was good though. He had lots of stuff.
very good, yeah.
Mm.
But it was the only stand that's actually reasonable in price. Everything was just, it was so commercialized. I'm like, this is everything that isn't mind, body, and soul.
This is my voice message to a friend of the show, actually, Tim, new friend of
Oh
the show,
yeah,
Tim,
yes,
asked
Tim.
me how I got on at the Mind, Body, and Spirit Festival.
Mhm.
Not the Mind, Body, and Ferret Festival. That's next weekend. This was my response to him.
Oh, mate, the whole thing was just mental. I mean, my well-being, I think, suffered from being in a fucking great aircraft hangar it's just sensory overload, especially with someone who's just been diagnosed with ADHD. There was fucking bongo drums in one corner, people chanting in another corner, people wandering around dressed up as fucking wizards. There's like just under blazing fluorescent lights. Fuck me, I was exhausted. It was just too much. It's giving me a fucking headache. Um, 3 days, 3 fucking days, 12-hour round trip on the fucking train.
So that's my review. I don't think they're going to use it on the poster next year, but I think it was good, and there was lots of good stuff going on. But like there was just too much all happening under fluorescent lights all at the same time. So like the main stage, I mean, I'm never going to get invited to speak there after this, but the main stage was like, you know, like the benches that you get at school, the little low benches. There was like four of those, right? So Paul McKenna, when I arrived on the Friday, Paul McKenna was on the main stage with loads of people wanting to see him, but only four benches. I was literally stood probably, I don't know, 20 foot away. I could not hear what he was saying, even though he had a microphone. I walked off after 15 minutes. I'm like, I cannot. There's, like I said, there's bongo drums going on. There's somebody chanting, hey, hey, in this corner. I'm like, Paul, mate, I'm sorry. Paul McKenna, not you, Paul. I just can't concentrate. And 3 days of that.
Yeah. So being there for 3 days actually negatively impacted your mental health, ironically.
I would suggest it did, yes.
Jeez.
However, following our last episode with
Yeah.
Carrie, my patches from Nadine have arrived.
Nadine.
So these are like Nicorette patches, but all the good stuff in it. So this is sleep patches, valerian extract, passion flower extract, hops extract, and CBD isolate is in this patch. And you stick it on for a slow release over 12 hours. There's various ones that help various different things. This is sleep, which I don't really need much help with because I am still napping for 2 hours in the afternoon. But that I wouldn't say it's so quality of sleep is not good. But so I'll be giving those a try and reporting back. So yes, people like Nadine, and there was many others that I met there who were very nice people. But
Awesome. Yeah.
it was the tip of the woo-woo iceberg, in my humble opinion.
Okay. Also, just for listeners out there, if you don't know what Lee's talking about with Nadine and the patches, you need to go back and listen to the previous episode, and then everything will make sense.
Yes.
So maybe hit pause on this, go back, listen, and then come back, and you'll know what he's on about.
Sorry, yes. That's why he's here, you see. He keeps me in check, don't you, Paul?
It's when I occasionally make an appearance on my podcast.
Well, this is the thing. Talking of, this is the other thing, I'm sure she won't mind me saying, but as much as you keep me in check on this podcast, we had to keep Hannah in check at the festival. So she did need kind of, Carrie did say at one point, well, she doesn't need looked after all the time. She's a fully grown adult. I'm like, okay, just let her wander off then and see what happens. And it wasn't good. She ended up going in the yurt. She was the only person who didn't realize you had to take your shoes off, so she came out with her bloody Ugg boots on. And then went away and got fleeced for 40 quid's worth of something, where she's like, oh well, I just got chatting to this woman, and what was all that about?
Makeup. She doesn't even wear that much makeup.
No.
She couldn't say no, she said. She's just too nice.
Just needed wrangled.
She did, yeah.
Yeah.
And you've got a horse, so you should have done the wrangling, Carrie.
Yeah, I mean, I did say she'd be fine, but then it turned out she wasn't.
You'll know for next year, guys.
I mean, would I go again? Yes, but I wouldn't. I'm not going for 3 days.
3 days is too long.
Go to Birmingham for the weekend, but just do that on the Saturday. Go to the pub on the Friday and the Sunday, maybe something like that.
Yeah,
break it up. Break up the woo-woo with alcohol.
It didn't help that the Travelodge I was staying at was the world's worst Travelodge.
Oh, which one was it? Because I just stayed at a horrendous Travelodge when I was in Birmingham on tour.
Sheldon.
No, it wasn't that one.
No. Okay, well, maybe we should do a comparison of the worst Travelodges in Birmingham.
Yeah, I mean, that's what the listeners are here for.
That's what they're here for. It will affect your mental health if you stay
stuff.
in one of these Travelodges, I'm telling you.
Oh,
honestly,
man.
the walls were that thin.
How thin were they?
Very thin.
Okay.
I could tell. So the people next door were Scottish, and I heard all about his hip replacement, and the fact that Margaret next door was also going in for a hip replacement. I could tell exactly what they were watching on the television because I could hear it all through the walls. And then he had it. He was coughing like mad after he'd done it about 10 times in a row. I audibly said, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" And he must have heard me because obviously I can hear him. And then he stopped. That was good.
Oh.
But when I turned the light off, it was like he was in the room coughing. It was whatever sound acoustics they had. It like amplified the sound rather than deadening it. It was, yeah, quite a weekend.
No. Well, speaking of being in the dark and feeling a presence that shouldn't be there,
Yeah.
Cousin Carrie, you have some news for us, don't you?
Oh my goodness me. I've had such a fun weekend. Yes, I went on my very first, well, this is not my very first ghost hunt, but I went on my first organised by myself ghost hunt. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Can we start that again?
Were you Chief Buster?
Oh, no, I wasn't Chief Buster. I just decided, like, instead of going with an organisation, that we'll just get some friends and we'll just go ghost hunting together.
Now, I am so intrigued to hear what happened on this. A couple of weeks ago when Lee said that you were doing this, and I was like, I can't make it down because I'm rehearsing.
He's got a funnel on his head.
Got my old funnel. I couldn't get out of the funnel to get down. So I was, number one, devastated that I couldn't be part of that. But can you tell us where it was?
I was going to say not to fear because we had so much fun at this one. We're definitely doing more.
Yes.
Yeah. So we were in Birmingham, Small Heath, at the site of the Peaky Blinders pub. Well, next door to it, the Garrison. It's on Garrison Road. There's a little cafe called the Griffin Cafe, and it's all Peaky Blinder themed. It's brilliant what they've done with it. The pub is now not a pub. It's actually a kitchen shop, which is slightly disappointing. But they've had a lot of paranormal activity going on at this cafe. Now, I found this by accident when I was invited to do my other job, which is I take mini beasts and I do my own sort of birthday parties for kids. So I was doing a bug party at this little cafe, and I was talking to the owner saying, "Oh, it's amazing what you've done in here." And she's like, "Oh, yes. And it's really haunted." And I was like, "Oh my gosh." I just spent the previous day at a parameet, so a paranormal meetup. So I was like full ghost hunting mode. So I was like, "Oh, can we book the venue?" She's like, "Yeah, definitely." So that's how we went about it. And it did not disappoint.
Oh my God. First of all, how cool is it that you went to a paranormal meet and then the next thing you do, someone tells you about the haunted place that you're in? Like, I mean, that's divine timing, right?
That's the universe just working as it does.
Now, you said it didn't disappoint.
No.
Can I just jump in there for a second?
Are you here?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Lee. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, so I was just shaking my head when you were saying that it's the universe doing it. It really isn't. But anyway, we'll come back to that. Am I right in saying, before you get onto your ectoplasm or whatever it is am I right in saying that, I don't know if it was at the NEC, but you went to a convention where they sold like ghost busting kit? Was that at the NEC?
No, it wasn't at the NEC. It was a parameet or a paranormal meet. It was somewhere near Leicester.
But you could buy loads of kit to help you do the stuff that you're doing. Yeah.
They do talks on how to use the kit, and then all about, they do so many different talks about asylums and poltergeist activity and UFO stuff as well. It's a really good convention to go to. Really enjoy it. But yeah, we bought loads of equipment.
This is right up my fucking street. Like, I love this shit. I love it. What sort of equipment did you buy then to take to your first paranormal thing?
I've always had some of the dowsing rods. I'm just going to look at Lee's expression now because he'll just be shaking his head like, "Oh my gosh, he's mental," which is exactly my husband's reaction as well, which is strange.
No, really?
My dowsing rods, I've always had them. The flashy cat balls. So you touch them and they flash and it settles, and they only move, like they only go off if you touch them, so it's movement triggered. So I had some of those, but oh my gosh, we went to town. I bought a spirit box. I've bought headphones, which we do. It's called the Esmes method. So you're listening to a spirit box as you're churning out different frequencies, and words come up every now and again. So you just say the words. So you're blindfolded, you've got headphones on, and you just listen to these words, and kick out a word and just say it. Well, the rest of the people in the room will be asking questions, but you can't see or hear what they're asking. And it's amazing sort of how people ask questions and the right answers come.
That's fascinating.
So what sort of questions were they asking? Like, who's going to win the 215 at Chepstow next Saturday? That sort of thing?
No one actually asked that one.
No, all right.
But I
Anything
mean, we'll
useful?
write that down. We'll make sure we ask that next
Yeah,
time.
if you do, do that.
Yeah, they're not fortune tellers, Lee. Do you know what I mean?
Godly,
aren't they?
No.
Oh,
so can you tell us about some of your experiences? Like, did you pick anything up?
So yeah, there was lots of activity picked up. Nothing really blatant. Everyone goes, "Did you find a ghost?" I'm like, "No, if you went ghost hunting, you went every time you found a ghost. It's the intrigue, it's the not knowing, it's like, is it, isn't it?" But we had lots of equipment going off. We had experiences where we'd call out and then ask the ghost to do some tapping, and then the tapping occurs. We also asked for whistling, and we got whistles back. We had like this laser beam. If anything went in front, it would break the connection, and you can see if anything's walking across. We had someone go through that. Yeah, just like little bits and bobs, but we kind of broke into little teams. My friend Brad has bought some trigger objects, and he had a spirit box going, and it was talking about the trigger objects that were on the table, which was really interesting. I wouldn't say, we definitely saw 100%, we definitely saw a ghost, but there was a lot of strange things going on in that cafe.
So cool. I'd definitely like to come to the next one whenever that is.
Yes, I'm going to look and see what we can do.
Lee should come along because Mr. Skeptical Bollocks in the corner here.
Do you know what?
I'd love to see him get the willies put right up him.
Oh, I bet you would, you dirty bastard. Do you know what? I was just thinking I would love to try and go with an open mind and go, and like you say, if there's things happening like laser beams beams of light being broken and tapping happening, then yeah, you've got to give it a go to find out, haven't you?
Oh,
so
yeah. That's so cool.
I think that's a verbal contract there.
That is a verbal contract, not like Paul's verbal contract that he is going to do cold water therapy.
Not worth the paper it's written
on.
Not
worth the air that is breathed into. My word is my bond, Carrie, and when you do it again, I will come and see if
it's good to have a skeptic. I mean, we all went with open minds, because I'm leaning on the side of the ghost because I grew up in a haunted house. That's a whole different story. So I'm basically searching. Yeah, I've not told you this.
No, I think I would have remembered.
We'll have to have another.
That's another
episode Carrie's childhood.
Carrie's haunted house.
Yeah. Because I don't think we've got the time to delve.
No, we haven't got time.
No.
Right now.
But yeah, that's. So having I want to find it again. I want to see it again, and I want to experience what I experienced as a child, but always with like a, is it, isn't it, kind of questioning head. You have to go with some skepticism.
Mm-hmm. And Lee would bring that in abundance.
I would, you don't need to bring anybody else. Just bring me along, and more than happy to
poo everything for us.
Yeah, I can poo with the rest of them, with the best of them.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Right. What else we got to talk about?
You wanted to talk about some stuff, Lee.
Well, I was gonna just mention that in a surprise to nobody, I got my ADHD diagnosis back, and I'm got ADHD. I've actually got ADD, so not the H bit. Still counts as ADHD. And I thought that this was going to answer a lot of questions and make me more self-aware, and it has, but to the point where it has. I wouldn't say it's just that. There's a lot of things going on at the moment, and I just wanted to say that whilst I, can turn it on for half an hour, an hour, and seem to the naked eye to be perfectly well, and I have been struggling lately. What with, I'm still off with fatigue. I'm still having to take naps for 2 hours in the afternoon. I'm still absolutely, knackered. People saying, you went to the Birmingham NEC. Well, yeah, I did. But the idea was I got the train from Birmingham and it literally takes you on. You didn't do it. So I took the train so I wouldn't have to drive. And you get off. Birmingham International is like a 5-minute walk from the NEC. So there you go. I'm trying to justify it already. But yeah, so I've had a little bit of illness. I think that Birmingham thing did kind of knock me for six. And I have had a lot of kind of disconnection and whatever. And the ADHD thing has played a part in that, because rather than making you more self-aware, it's actually heightened my awareness to such a degree that I'm now hyper aware of me doing all the things that I knew I did, but I'm now almost apologizing for them. So I know when when I lose attention, or where my attention wavers, or when I'm interrupting people's conversations, or where I'm scrambling for self-assurance or reassurance from others, or all the annoying habits that I've got. I'm now hyper aware that I'm doing them and almost feel apologetic for them. And the thing is, the report that they give you is 26 pages long, and it's like reading 26 pages of all your traits and all your things. And I end up reading that and going, God, if you were reading this about somebody, you go, this guy's a bit of a dick. It's just 26 pages of all the things that are really annoying, and but he's curious and creative. So out of all of that, I'm curious and creative, but there's 20. So it's made me question, made me reflect on my life and decisions I've made and relationships I've had, and things that I've done. And it's really struggling to come to terms with it. And I appreciate that I'm no different from the day after I got the report to the day before I got the report. But I just think with various other things that are going on at home and one thing and another, that yeah, I've had feelings of, I just think it's a very funny message. Sorry, my brain's gone off at tangents again. There's a very funny message I got from Erin while I was at the festival, which started out as, and I'll play it if I can find it for when I play the episode.
I'm really missing you, Daddy. I'm not really missing you. I'm quite missing you because you quite shout at me a lot. I'm not really missing you. I'm just missing you a wee bit, Daddy.
She's just not really missing me, and I'm just in a malaise, and I'm a bit of a dick, and I'm like need this emotional crutch because I'm crutch because I'm feeling disconnected. I'm just, I mean, I have felt really to the point where I've gone, do you know what? I don't think it would matter. It would be easier for everyone if I just got in my car and drove away, because you wouldn't then have to have to be that emotional support for me if I'm feeling, under the weather, or just I just struggle to get out of bed in the morning. There's just no motivation there whatsoever, and I don't know why. Because although I had the fatigue, I felt that I was the best mentally. I was the best place I've been for many, many years, and then I don't know. I don't know what happened, and I don't want to I don't want to dwell on it. I don't want to I know I am dwelling on it now, but I don't want, all I wanted to say was that there's been people that have said, "What, you've got ADHD, or what, you suffer with your mental health?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and they just can't believe it, because I think they hear the podcast, they see me hiya in the playground, and I'm just one of those people who's quite bubbly and can chat to people, and so I just thought it was important that if we're supposed to be doing a mental health podcast, that don't necessarily take facades at face value. And that's kind of all I thought I needed to say.
After listening to you talk like that, it does make you realize that you are not the only person who's suffering, who's having these feelings. And that's why having mind cake and listening to you saying these things normalizes it more, because you are probably making it a lot worse inside your own brain that it is actually seen from the outside. And people on the outside don't notice as much, because inside your brain it just gets worse and worse and worse. But listening to someone or going, oh yeah, that's exactly how I feel, because what you've just said there, Lee, I haven't told you this before, but there's someone down the stables where we've got my horses. He lost his wife a few years back. He's an elderly gentleman, but he really, really suffers with his mental health. And some days he says, I just can't get out of bed. I just don't want to move. I don't want to get out of bed. And then, he's having counselling and everything, but there's so many people out there that are also going through this. So that's why Mind Cake is so important.
Well, thank you. And I think that's the problem, isn't it? That you see all this on social media, that everybody else is doing this and doing that and living the perfect life and blah, 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 blah. And it is isolating, because you think, well, why am I the only person that feels like this? And then that almost compounds the issue, because you feel more alone, because everyone else seems to be coping just fine. Yeah, and I think that's why I wanted to say something, because people think that about me, and they see my social media posts, and look at me, I'm going to stick a patch on, and I'm going to have a lovely night's sleep, and I'm doing mind cake, and and blah blah blah, and they think, oh, he's doing all right, isn't he? Well, in actual fact, I've been struggling.
But that's the point, and that's why we need to normalize this kind of thing, because too often when people are struggling and it goes too far and they do something to hurt themselves or something like that, the amount of people who go, I had no idea. I didn't know they were struggling. I didn't know that anything was wrong, because they do put up a facade. And we need to normalize that. And the fact that you're being quite open and honest, which we should be. And I think that's the aim of the podcast. That's why we started it, was to try and address this kind of shit.
Yeah.
Not just to talk about ways that we can improve our mental health, or things that we can do to, ease the pain, or try to be more mindful. It's actually, talking openly about how we're feeling, checking in. That's what it's all about.
Checking in.
And I think you're absolutely right. And I think that's the thing, that, we can sit here and talk about drinking water and putting patches on, and, doing exercise and eating properly and doing all the things that, cold water therapy. But some days it's just, and I say, I think I know what triggered it. Since I come back from holiday, and then I was sat in the lounge, and unexpectedly both kids had gone to sleep, and Gemma was out, and I was sat downstairs on my own, and I just had this moment where, I know this sounds kind of, I don't know, in my head, again, I'm judging other people, think, oh, for fuck's sake. But I had this moment where I was looking around the house, and I was thinking of the kids, and it suddenly struck me, the whole 5 years thing, of how close it was that none of this happened, that I wasn't, you're a fag paper away from a completely different existence, or and I know, yeah, but you didn't die, did you? No, I know I didn't die, and I was very lucky not to. But it just hit me in that moment, and I think there was the whole fragility of life thing. Then that fucking bird flew in. I don't know if you saw my post. The bird flew into the window. Well, yeah, I haven't even told you the whole story about that. So what actually happened is the bird flew into the window. So I'm on ChatGPT. What should I do about a bird that's heavily concussed? Oh, stick a flower pot over it, because you don't want the cats to get it, but you don't want to pick it up unless you have to. So I put a flower pot over it. And again, I was that knackered. I went inside and I said, right, Gemma, there's a bird that's flown into the window. I've put a flower pot on it, but I'm that tired. I need to go for a nap, right? So this was about, I don't know, 2:30, 3 o'clock. So Gemma's gone and picked the kids up, brought them back about 5:30, so I can hear them all coming back in. So I come down the stairs. Gemma goes, "Oh, I forgot about the bird." I'm like, "Oh, you kid, it's now like -2 outside." So I lift up the flower pot, and of course Izzy's really concerned about it. It's fucking hypothermic out there, so it's freezing cold. So I've then had to, so I've lifted the flower pot up. He's still breathing, but isn't moving. So I'm like, he's a goner. So I had to scoop him up and take him inside in like a tea towel and heat him up in the summer house, put the fire on in there, and eventually, yeah, he ended up flying around. So even just, I mean, I know it was a fucking bird, I know, but it was just, I think having those thoughts and then this bird flying in the window and just seeing the fragility of life and how things could have been that much different, and then worrying about mortality of, Izzy's going through some shit at school at the minute where she's just worried about death and worried about mortality, and I think, I feel guilty about she's now picked up on probably what's happened over the last few years, and somebody else in their class, their father's passed away unfortunately, and I think she realizes that. So it's all that going on, and amongst other stuff, and you think, well, yeah, but I think it all stemmed from that night. I was sat there and it just caught up on me, and I wasn't expecting it, and just tapped me on the shoulder. And when you do realize that this very, very, very nearly, the chances of you being here now are slim to none. As I say, as Mr. Hilmy said, have you put anything on the lottery? Because you got more chance of winning the lottery than you have of surviving anaplastic thyroid cancer. I think it all just kind of stemmed from there, and birds and ADHD and Izzy and all that
Everything.
shit. But everything just.
But if there's something positive to take away from all of it, is the bird flew away.
Yeah, and died of
The bird
hypothermia in somebody
survived.
else's garden.
You saved the
Flew
bird.
into someone else's window.
Yeah.
Flew into somebody else's
Stupid
window.
bird. Flew into the neighbour's window and then, yeah.
But I think it was seeing Izzy's reaction as well. Izzy was absolutely. I mean, you could see that she was really concerned about this bird.
Oh.
I didn't tell her that it was
You
mummy
should
that
have rung me. Why didn't you ring me? I would tell you what to do with birds.
Well, or just ask ChatGPT.
Bloody ChatGPT.
Mm.
You and that Rachel. It's not healthy.
Me and Rachel are best buds. Do you leave Rachel alone?
But how are you feeling now, Lee? Bearing in mind some time has passed and the dust has settled since
Yeah, I felt a
your
bit
diagnosis and the bird incident and all that. How are you feeling right now?
I think I'm all right because I'm talking to you guys, so I'm not thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's when you're in your own space, when you're just on your own.
Mm-hmm.
That's when mindful techniques come in handy. So you're not forward thinking your anxiety or backwards thinking, which is guilt. You just try and stay present. And that's what eliminates all the anxiety and also the stress and the worries.
It won't be the first time on this podcast that someone has said, got to try and live in the moment, focus on the now, not the past, not the future. It's all about the present.
Yeah, and I'd say some mornings I'm literally, because I cannot get my head off the pillow, I'm just that knackered. So I think there's also, it's not just mental. I think there's a physicality of it as well. And again, whilst I've, been continuing to do podcasts, wherever, I'm not doing anything serious that I can think about. I've freaking nearly finished my second cushion, for fuck's sake. Do you know what I mean? I'm doing stuff that's just easy on the brain. But in the mornings, sometimes I'm counting down, right? You're not getting out of bed, so you need to, just the thought of getting up, brushing my teeth, getting dressed and taking my tablets and having a wash seems like a monumental. It doesn't matter how many mornings you do it and you go, oh, actually, that wasn't that difficult. The next morning, you're there again, right? Count down from 5. And when you get to 1, your feet go on the floor and you need to get up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's small achievable tasks, isn't it? You've got to break it down. You can't think, I've got to do this and that and this and that. It's like just
don't even think to the point you've got to go clean your teeth. Just put your feet on the floor. That's it.
Yeah. You have to just keep breaking it down into smaller and smaller chunks, and it just makes it more achievable.
It
No,
does.
it's easy to say that. It's easy to
Yeah,
say
yeah.
that, of course.
No, and I think that's the thing. I think, here I am. You know what I'm like, Paul. I've got a list full of to do. I'm again, ADHD lists of must do this, must do that. And Gemma's always telling me off that, you unachievable goals where, well, I should easily be able to do those things in a day. And she's like, that's like 2 weeks work. Not that I'm up to it at the minute. And I think that, there's that frustration as well from going from average triathlete to struggling to get your head off the pillow, and so that's a frustrating in itself, and just yeah. But yeah, look, I think if anything, I know it will pass. I've got Dr. Jan in my corner. I'll be seeing her on Wednesday, and
And you have
um,
us.
I've got you
You
guys.
can always call us. That's what we're here for.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Thank
We
you.
got your back, my friend.
And I've
Yeah, man.
I've got my wellness festival. I mean, I think it was the wellness festival that tipped me over the edge, to be honest.
I know, it's
Yeah.
really not doing
The
you any good,
mental
is it?
health trigger.
Yeah.
But no,
There was
thank
one
you. No,
There was a
I
woman that was sick, wasn't there, at the the mind, body, soul convention. Hannah found her throwing up in the toilet. I'm like, this is not healthy.
no, it
It's
is.
not a physical health convention, to be fair.
No.
No, I mean it was. In all honesty, it was too much. I mean, to be fair, you weren't there on the Sunday, were you, Carrie?
No, I don't know how you did 3 days because one day was enough.
On the Sunday, there was a woman who was doing a talk, and if nothing else, that was a positive. Obviously, seeing you guys on the Saturday, I just meant in terms of talks and events and workshops. There was a woman who was talking about ADHD diagnosis in later life,
Okay.
mainly about women, but I thought, right, I need to go and see her. Because again, there's only about fucking 4 benches to sit on. So I got there nice and early so I could sit on a bench. And she's talking away. And she must have got about halfway through a talk. And she like took a moment and she went, and you could see she was struggling because it's loud in there, isn't it? Because again, she's trying to do a talk to, there's quite a few people there. And there's chanting over here. There's fucking sound gongs over there.
Yeah.
It was just, and she took a moment and a glass of water, and she went, it was just like under these blazing fluorescent lights in this big hall. It was just
It's not the
full on.
ideal setting. I think it needs to be in the summer. It needs to be somewhere like
Outside.
foresty. Yeah, some
Yeah.
natural. I says when I was walking back with swales, I says I feel more connected to the planet now I'm outside rather than I was in there.
Yeah, if you think about it, you've got 3 days under artificial lights with no windows and no like
Yeah.
daylight, and then listening to fucking, I mean, just sensory overload in there, and wonder
We're not
why.
selling it though, are we? Not selling it.
No,
But
you're
yeah,
not. But we've only got 3 listeners, so they're not going to listen to this anyway. It's fine.
and I'm one of them as well.
You're right. Okay, 2
We've
listeners.
we've got 4 now.
Oh, it's Tim.
Tim.
No. Oh, 5 then. Okay. Because last week I went on another podcast.
Oh, you did, yes.
So I was invited on the Hearts on Sleeves podcast, it's a new podcast hosted by 4 Hearts fans, but so they talk about the football sort of week by week and sort of the events at the football club and the games, but they also have a focus on mental health. So it's kind of crossing. It's not just a football podcast. It's a bit of a mixture. So I was invited on there to talk about some of the shows that I've done, but also my own sort of journey with mental health and stuff. And I got a lovely message this morning, in fact, from one of the hosts. We've recently sort of connected on Facebook, and he sent me a really lovely message talking about how he enjoyed having me on his podcast, and now he started listening to Mind Cake, and he said, and I quote, "It's delicious."
Wow.
It's
So
delicious.
there we go. So
Stick that on the poster.
Trunter, if you're listening, thanks again, my friend.
That's very nice.
So if any listeners out there, you don't have to be a Hearts fan to enjoy the podcast, but if you want to go and listen to the episode that I was on, please feel free. It's called Hearts on Sleeves. You can get it anywhere you get your podcasts, and you can hear me wittering on. But
Can I
yeah,
just
it was
apologise for my dog barking, by the way?
no
My
need.
son's supposed to be in control of that dog,
Mm,
and he's not letting him out for a wee. And my dog's
yeah.
quite senile as well. He thinks he's lost me, and I'm just upstairs.
Oh,
I
poor
think
wee
it adds a
thing.
bit of ambience.
Yeah.
Nice, yeah.
Shall I round up with a couple of we've had emails.
Oh, wow.
Emails. It won't surprise you to know that one of them is from our new superfan Tim Spencer.
Tim Spencer.
I shall read this out. It says, "Hello, chaps. Yes, that is both of you. Thank you for the shout out on the most recent podcast. I hope it sparks more listeners to add 5-star reviews to the various podcatchers they use, and more importantly, open up about their mental health challenges. I very much enjoyed your chat with Swales. She sounds proper. She is. She did make
She
the point
is.
as well when we were at the NEC that I had her and Carrie and Hannah. How I surround. I hadn't really thought about it before. How I surround myself with badass, powerful women.
Mm.
There you go.
I don't know how how I equated to being badass. I think was it because I had tarantulas
And
Did they
snakes.
shut my
Yeah.
I mean,
door?
that adds to it, Carrie. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The mini beasts thing certainly does
Yeah.
give you an edge.
So he continues. When are you going to get back to talking about cake? I think I've found something to lure out the bostrom. And then he's put a link to eggnog cake recipe.
Jesus, why didn't we think of that? It's so obvious.
Mm-hmm. Coming into the
I'll
festive.
be up for trying eggnog cake for show.
I will. What, making it or eating it?
Not making it.
All right. Do you know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to try. I'm going to put that on my list. I'm going to try and make an eggnog cake, and I'm going to send a picture to Bostrom. He obviously won't know anything that we're going to that I'm talking about, because he's going to deny that he loves the nog when we all
I
know.
was just about to say he doesn't know that we know that he loves the eggnog, does he?
He's going to pretend that he doesn't love the nog. As per usual, I hope that everyone involved in the podcast is keeping well emotionally, physically, and mentally. Lots of love, Tim Spencer.
Oh, thank you, Tim. What a lovely email.
There you go. So there is another one which won't surprise you to know is from Ian McNabb.
Knew it. Fucking knew it.
What's Ian got to say?
Ian says, "There's no dear, hello, to, or from, or fuck all. Thanks, Ian. I really thought you were taking the piss and making such a tenuous link between witchery and mental health. But there does seem to be a commonality between mental health practice and witchcraft. Being grounded, keeping things simple, and enjoying good people's company." Right. So then he follows up with, "This is the next day. I actually listened to one of the Bell Witch podcasts afterwards, and it was quite interesting." Oh, praise indeed, Ian. I'll pass it on to Swales. Quite
QI.
interesting. "Don't you think the whole pagan
Interesting.
thing is overlooked, possibly because Christianity stole a lot of its festivals, and apparently the Vatican is built over a sacred pagan site as an effort to reduce pagan influence? It also predates Christianity and is more nature-based. Cheers." And then that's it. He's gone again.
I wholeheartedly agree with Ian's sentiments there.
Oh,
100%.
yeah. I think he's hit the nail on the head. It was simpler back in the day, wasn't it? Because, like, you've got the Egyptians worshipping like the sun gods, and it was nature. We worship nature because it was there, and it, nourished us and grew our food and watered our plants. And and then it just got overtook.
Then you
Anyway.
find yourself in a hall under artificial lights for 3 days and wonder why you've had your jam sucked out your donut. Last email. It's timely that we've got you on, Carrie. It's from somebody called Juan Kerr. I don't think that's his real name.
That can't be real.
I don't think that's his real name. He says, "Really enjoying Mind Cake, and I've seen the pictures of you and Cousin Carrie at the wellness festival in Birmingham. Looks like you were having a nice time, and it led me to have a dream about Cousin Carrie." I have checked that this is okay to read out.
Okay, all right, let's go steady.
Oh my. And this sorry, just before you, and this guy's name is Juan Kerr.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's what it says his name is, yeah.
Excellent. Right.
He says, So this is the dream.
Okay. This
Me and
is
cousin
surreal.
me and cousin Carrie went to the West Midlands Safari Park and shared a
I used
box.
to work there.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, this is the bit he wants to know about.
Okay,
And
sorry.
we shared a box of licorice all sorts. So what I would like to know is, have I manifested this, and does cousin Carrie really like licorice all sorts, or is it just a random dream? Love, Juan.
I'd say
What the fuck
50%
is happening?
going on, man. 50% right, because I used to do work experience at West Mids Safari Park as a zookeeper. No, I'm not a massive fan of licorice, I've got to say.
No.
You've got that wrong.
I mean, it doesn't
Oh.
say where Juan's from. I mean, I would imagine he's from somewhere in Spain rather than somewhere in the West Midlands, but it is strange that he
Yeah.
references the West Midlands Safari Park.
Yeah.
That is a very, that's
So-
It's
strange.
odd.
Juan,
It's a
if
little bit
you
spooky.
would maybe get in touch and tell us where you're from, Mucker.
Yeah, thank you for your email, Juan. That was I was not expecting that.
I mean, if nothing
Really,
else, it gives us a
what?
change from Ian and Tim. Not that we do want their emails, because it allows us to do
Yeah.
email corner, and obviously
But
encourages other
he must be
people.
it's a fan. It's a new fan, surely.
There is another one here, but I'm going to read the start of it out. It's Scott Stoller.
Scott Stoller.
Hmm.
Hello, Scott.
Hi,
Hi.
Scott.
Hi, Lee and Paul. He might be listening, because he has said, Hi, Lee and Paul. Your episode, Decluttering the Chaos, How Clearing Space Can Improve Your Mental Health, grabbed me right away. The way you blended humour, psychology, and that very real emotional weight behind clutter felt so honest and human. The bit about clutter being tied to our emotional load was spot on. Mind Cake has this rare mix of proper laughs, real mental health conversation. Did you write this, Paul? real mental health conversation, and just enough weird to keep it interesting. B-pods, witches, skeptics, science chats, rally drivers, all of it. It feels like the place where people can admit that life is a mess and still feel seen.
Absolutely.
There you go. So we've got Scott,
Yeah.
we've got Juan, Tim and Ian, obviously.
Mm-hmm. We've got Trunter from the Hearts on Sleeves podcast now
Yeah,
as
I mean,
well.
with
I
a
think
bit of
Swales listens as well now.
Swales does listen as well, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
hi, Swales.
Hi, Swales. We could be
Hi,
reaching
Swales.
double figures soon.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
But
you missed
as
out
we
there,
keep-
Paul. You did miss
What's
out
that?
meeting Swales. She's lovely.
I know. I was so gutted, but
When you're not funneling,
mhm.
we can sort out an investigation and bring Swales as well.
Let's do that.
Yes.
We could do like a
Yes.
mind cake ghost investigation.
The Mind Cake Bell Witch crossover episode. Yes. Fuck yes.
Well, yeah, we
It's
would have to
happening.
get a buy-in from that. You just seem to have decided that that's what's happening, but I'm sure she'd be up for that, wouldn't she?
I'm sure.
You're outnumbered 2-1 currently, so
Yeah, I mean, I'm in. I'm all in.
all right.
Let's do it.
Sweet.
So, thank you. I've really enjoyed this. It's just a bit of a catch up and a bit of a check in, and just an update on what we've all been doing. Well, apart from you, Paul, we didn't do. You've had a funnel on your head. I think that's all we need to know, isn't it? Really.
Pretty much.
Oh, I think don't you want to tell us more? Are you coping with like the amount of shows and stuff? And
Well, yeah, we're still in rehearsal at the moment, so we haven't actually done any shows yet, but it's going to be a busy schedule. Most of our days, we have 2 shows per day.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
And then
some
at the
days
same
it's-
venue, or do you move?
we're at 2 venues. So we're at one venue. We're at the Haddington Corn Exchange for the first fortnight, and then we move to the Loretto Theatre in Musselburgh for the second fortnight. There'll be lots of school shows. So like some days we do 2 shows during the day and have the evening off, and other times we've got 1 show in the afternoon, 1 in the evening. Get Sundays off, but that's pretty much it. It's going to be full on.
That'd be great.
So,
Yeah.
when
Easy.
you're silvering up,
Mm.
presumably you have to put silver makeup on your face.
I think I'm getting away with that. So I've got
Oh.
my funnel,
Silver.
and I've got a silver wig underneath the funnel.
Yeah.
which is partly why I'm getting my hair cut, because I can't get the wig over my own hair.
No shit.
Even with a wig cap on, it's still too bushy. So, and then I've got like the jaw bit, like the sort of jaw panel thing. So that's all attached in a oneer.
The big strap on.
Yeah.
Mm.
The big strap on my
big
chin.
big silver strap on, yeah.
I think silver paint's like the stop people from using it, like the people that would like pretend to be statues and things, but because it was like quite toxic and the body can breathe. And
in fact, when they made the movie in the 30s, the first actor who played the Tin Man had to drop out because the makeup poisoned him.
Oh my God.
And he had to be replaced by the guy who ended up being the Tin Man, whose name escapes me at the moment. But
Wow.
So if I can get away with that, I think it's looking likely that I won't have a silver face.
Just a big silver strap on, which is
just
much.
A big silver strap.
Yeah.
That's all you need. That's all you need in life, isn't it?
Yeah. No wonder you're doing it twice a day.
You're gonna be knackered.
I'm going to be so worn out by the end of it. I'll not be able to sit down on
either of the theatres haunted.
I don't think the Haddington Corn Exchange is haunted. I'll ask somebody who actually works there full time.
Do some investigation. We're gonna have to change the name of the podcast at this rate, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you, Cousin Carrie, for joining us for
thank you for having me
on. Lovely
on.
to see you. And thank you to the one and only Lee Crompton.
Thank you for listening to all my shite.
Nah, no worries, man. Anytime. Thank you once again. I've really enjoyed that, guys. So thanks.
Yeah,
and
it's been fun.
For all our listeners out there, please do give us a wee review if you haven't done already. Share stuff, like, subscribe, all that, because it does make the podcast net travel further, and we can maybe ensnare some more cakers.
Bostrom,
we are coming for you, son.
It's getting to that time of year again where we need to ensnare Bostrom.
Yeah. This is like the third Christmas that we
Christmas Caesar. He's gone underground. Thank you for listening. Look after yourself. Take care of others. And in the words of Dr. Jan,
don't be a dick.
Thanks for listening.